Okay, so you want to get better at English, huh?
Yeah, a lot of people do.
We found these 5 tips from this incredible English teacher, and she's got some great advice on getting fluent.
It's more about just kind of weaving English into your life every day, not like you need to carve out, a ton of time every day.
That's a good point. I mean, we all have busy schedules, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so the first tip is, and this is one you've probably heard before, is to practice every day.
Practice, practice, practice.
But how do you do that right?
Well, think of it like training for a marathon.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
You don't just run for hours and hours every day.
No. You have to kind of like pace yourself.
Exactly. So use that same strategy for English.
So what does that actually look like? I mean, give me something I can actually do.
Have you ever heard of the Pomodoro technique?
I've heard of it. Remind me.
So you set a timer for like 25 minutes,
Uh-huh.
and you work on one thing, and then you take a break.
Oh, yeah. I do that for writing sometimes.
Yeah, it's a great way to kind of break down study time and make it more manageable,
Oh, that's great.
especially with language learning, right?
Yeah. You don't want to burn yourself out.
No, and it's about consistency, right? Not just intensity.
Right. And each time you practice, you're strengthening those neural pathways.
Oh, the brain stuff.
Yes. So the more you practice, the easier it gets. It's like walking through a forest,
You're making a path.
Yeah. And it becomes more clear each time you walk it.
So I'm like carving out a superhighway in my brain for English.
Exactly.
Love it.
No.
Okay, next tip, listen and imitate.
This one's fun.
Yeah. This is where you can actually kind of have fun with it, right?
Yeah.
So you're listening to native speakers and then you're
Copying it.
copying them. It's like karaoke.
Yeah, kind of, but for language.
So I could like put on a TV show and like repeat after the actors.
You can do that, yeah, or listen to a podcast.
And there's a name for that technique, isn't there?
It's called shadowing.
Shadowing.
That's right.
Okay, so you're shadowing the speakers. Exactly. You can shadow word for word,
Okay.
or you can just listen and then repeat phrases.
Got it.
There are a lot of ways to do it.
And this is where you can actually use stuff that you're interested in, right?
Exactly. If you like cooking, watch cooking shows.
Yeah.
Or if you're into music, listen to interviews with musicians.
That makes sense. I'm learning about something I actually care about.
Right. You're more likely to stick with it if you enjoy it.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, tip number 3. Expand your vocabulary.
This doesn't mean memorizing the dictionary.
Oh, don't know.
Just focus on words that you actually need.
That's right. What's relevant to me.
Exactly. What do you need for your everyday life or your work or, your hobbies?
Oh, so like if I'm going on a trip, I should probably look up some travel phrases.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. I can see how that would be helpful.
And then don't just memorize the words. You got to use them.
Use them in sentences.
Write sentences, tell stories, make flashcards.
Oh, flashcards. Those are old school.
But they work.
They do. Okay, tip number 4. Think in English.
This one might sound a little strange.
Yeah, how am I supposed to think in a language I'm not even fluent in?
Well, just start small. Like describe your day in your head
Okay.
in English.
Oh, so like I'm narrating my own life.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the easier it gets.
Interesting. So I should like just be talking to myself in English all the time.
You could do that or just think it,
Well, just think it in my head.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right.
And our final tip, speak without fear.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
This is a big one, right?
Yeah. A lot of people get stuck because they're scared to sound silly.
Right. Or like people are going to judge them.
But everyone makes mistakes.
Think about babies learning to walk.
Yeah. They fall down all the time.
They get up, they fall down, they get up, they fall down.
But they keep trying.
And eventually they're running.
Exactly.
So it's the same with language.
Don't let the fear of making mistakes hold you back.
Mistakes are just opportunities to learn. That's a good way to look at it.
Okay.
So we've covered a lot today. Let's recap.
Okay.
Number 1, practice every day.
Find a way to weave English into your daily routine.
Number 2, listen and imitate.
Use shadowing to learn from native speakers.
Number 3, expand your vocabulary.
Focus on words you actually need and use them.
Number 4, think in English.
Start by narrating your day in your head.
And finally, number 5, speak without fear.
Embrace those mistakes.
And remember, these tips can be tailored to your own personal goals, right?
Exactly. Are you learning for travel? Are you learning for work?
Yeah, think about what you want to get out of it.
And focus on that.
So what's one small step you can take right now to get started?
Maybe download a language learning app or find a podcast you enjoy.
Or set a timer for a 25-minute Pomodoro session.
Just start somewhere.
And remember, fluency is a journey, not a destination.
So enjoy the ride.
Keep practicing, and you'll get there.
Absolutely. And don't forget to have fun with it.
All right, that's all the time we have for today.
Thanks for listening.
And good luck on your English journey.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.